Hello and welcome to Name and Lights, brought to you by Haya,
the Hunt Academy for Young Actors.
Hello and welcome to Name and Lights. My name is Luke Rose.
And I'm Kieran Jenkins.
Hello. So this podcast is...
Acting podcast.
Yes, a entry-level discussion of the industry, because it's very easy to do a top-down one for like someone who's been in the business for years, but it's good to get in on the ground floor.
We're more relatable to the youth.
Yes, we're better demographics and all this cobbles.
But no, basically we're going to be talking about plays, we're going to be talking about movies, acting in general, favourite acting techniques, styles, actors, what's going on in Haya as an industry. Well, Haya as an industry, Haya as a company.
The industry, Haya as a company.
Haya as a company, well, I royally messed that one up.
And general world news, because as an actor it's very important to,
to keep up.
Keep your finger on the pulse. Keep your finger on the pulse of their thing.
That's okay.
So how you been?
I've been alright. How have you been, man?
I've not been too bad. Not been too bad at all.
Broke your bone recently.
I did. I broke my collarbone. A very, very common break, actually, because the one I broke, the clavicle, is like a crumple zone on a car. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, whereas if you fall straight onto your hands, the bone in your forearm, if that is very liable to shoot out your elbow. But because the elbow is such a complex joint, if that one gets wrecked, you're stuffed for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So the clavicle breaks just to lessen the pressure. Unfortunately, it means that my dance exam has been put back about 6 weeks now.
You got more rehearsal time. Just think of it like that.
It looks amazing.
You're welcome, guys.
I'm not in it as of yet, but it looks great.
Yeah, in fact, it's never looked better.
Yeah, never looked better. I don't quite know how to take that.
Oh, God.
No, yeah. So what have you been up to?
I've recently come back from Cardiff.
You have indeed.
Cardiff, known for its lovely weather.
Yes.
Like, Cardiff is like one of the most liveliest places I've ever been to. Wales in itself is a very strange place. The job I had there required me to go to the different parts of Wales every day. So I saw a lot of Welsh sights. I met a lot of Welsh people.
Like lack of vowels.
Yes, and lack of caring. I saw a lot of carefree people. I'm trying to sell them. Well, I'm not trying to sell. I was trying to get people to sign up for charity. Because I get paid for it. Well, I did.
I think that kind of defeats the point.
Well, not really. I mean, they still get their money. I just want some too, I remember my letter of resignation. You got the subject. I had put the letter of resignation in an email, and then the subject I put, "It's not you, it's me."
It's a line you've heard all too often.
I know. So I thought, give it back to.
Okay.
So. I just lost. Oh God.
So now's the part of the show where we discuss things we do at Haya.
Yep.
Last week. It was quite a lot of fun. We were up in stage combat, actually.
Yeah.
Always a good laugh.
I haven't done stage combat yet. Well, I had this thing, last time I did stage combat was at school, but I had this thing there's acting you do in school, and then there's real acting. Yeah. So, but yeah, the last time I did anything to do with stage combat was at school, and that was mediocre at best.
Stage combat at school is dangerous, and as much respect as ever, but some of the teachers haven't been taught right, and that's not their fault, but it's the industry are finding better ways to do it all the time.
I felt like that the only reason the teachers would, because it wasn't part of the curriculum. No, they just wanted it because it was fun. Because I remember I was young, but I was in a class full of awful people, and they just wanted to hurt me. It's not nice. But no,
you do have a very punchable face.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, now my feelings are hurt. I don't think I want to do the podcast anymore.
Oh, poor you. Oh, okay, we'll stop it there, shall we?
Shall we just...
Yeah, thanks for listening. Good night.
Yeah, well, this has been a great pilot episode. Yeah.
Last week we were working on reactions, which
it was more based on the reaction.
It's actually the most important part, I'd say, other than not hitting them, obviously.
I'd say, acting in itself, the most important part of acting, I think, is reaction. You can, spout as much dialogue as you want, but if you can't react to anything that's going on, then you're not acting, really. You're just speaking.
It's more important to be able to be because more often than not, and if you watch any movie, it's quite funny to look for this. There will always be one fantastic actor but bad reactor. Because they'll always be stood in the background and my favourite is the nodder. Because they will sit there and someone will be going like, oh, the fate of the galactic Zenpire. And they're in the background just Because and 9 times out of 10 they're not listening. They'll be like, we need to destroy the world. Well, that's a bad idea, and they'll still be nodding. Even if it's a terrible idea. They're just, great idea, loving this. Like, sounds fantastic.
Your father has passed, and they're just nodding away like
in the background. Cool. Yeah. So we split the class in half, and
I like the word class.
Well, family, group, buddies, circle buddies. No,
therapy team.
Might as well be
anonymous group.
So we split the group, family, team, class in half, and Sarah would approach us, say some not safe for work lines. And then she would throw a punch, and as a group, we'd all have to react to that punch as if we had been punched singularly, which was nice because it meant that
it wasn't one at a time. So you're thinking, oh god, I'm on my own. So if I screw up, then
we were more comfortable just going for it. Who was it? Max threw himself. Max just launched himself at someone.
People at Camberley branch, you want to network with someone or just look at something watch Max because he's a fantastic actor. He is someone to watch.
He's a good kid. So that was quite fun because then. But that also meant that the other half of the class got to watch and see what worked. Because for some people, obviously, for a 6 foot guy with muscles the size of your face, throwing yourself on the ground is not always appropriate. Sometimes it's better to just kind of have a little head twitch and then bringing it back round.
Depending on what the scene calls for.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really, really interesting also to watch. But equally, it was good to really react. And we also did the nap.
We did. Yep. Do you want to explain to them what that is?
The nap is the sound effect that typically the aggressor of the scene makes.
So you throw a punch, you're typically the one who's making the noise.
Yeah, it's a slapping your chest. Although you shouldn't do that too much; it's very bad for you apparently. But yeah, do you want to explain what we did then?
What we did?
With the nap.
Oh, basically, because Sarah had one half and I had another half. And what I did is, I think Sarah went for a jab and I went for a right hook.
Right hook.
And what typically, because I've been punched a lot, so I'm kind of an expert. They make different noises. Right hook will make a lot more noise than the jab will. Yeah. And it just depends on where you're hitting them. If it's in the chest or in the face, the face will typically make less noise than if you hit someone in the chest. But and yeah. You are learning things.
Yeah.
Oh
excitement.
My god. This sounds so professional right now.
That's right. It's a pilot episode.
You know.
The point is not to sound professional. That's the thing. The point of this podcast is entry level. Because if
everyone can understand.
Exactly. You don't want to talk. It's very easy to do it from the top down. Well, when I was, but we are now doing it, so we can always give them up.
So, what's going on in the world, man?
Oh gosh, all sorts of things are going on. It is as of recording this, it is Monday the 2nd of March.
Yeah.
Just for those that are a bit stringent with this, because otherwise some people. You didn't talk about what happened today. Well, today hasn't happened for us yet.
That happens in a lot of YouTube videos that focus a lot on news. Oh, you didn't do this. You didn't do this. Well, we don't do that.
Yeah. So today, Iraq has actually made a very, very daring move. A few months ago, I believe, a few months ago, or about a year ago now. The ISIS, IS. I don't want to call it the Islamic State because it's not representative of
It's not. No,
Islam
I hate how narrow-minded people can be oh, these couple of people have done this, so we're going to blame the whole country or the whole race.
Religion,
I can't stand people like that.
It's just not right. So it will be referred to as IS throughout this, and because I refuse to refer to it as the Islamic State.
Definitely.
So IS took Tikrit. I think that's probably not how you pronounce it. I just butchered that, but. Which is Saddam Hussein's hometown.
Yep.
They took it a few months ago, and Iraq have just, with a coalition of a few other countries, have just made some strikes to get it back. They've full aerial bombardment. I'm not sure if there are boots on the ground because as of recording this, it happened 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago. News fresh to you.
Boom! Yeah, exactly. Not that fresh, depending on when this
My
comes out.
my TV, it's the little TV I got from Tesco's. It says ISIS on it.
Oops.
My friend pointed it out to me the other day. I was like, oh well,
Careful, it might destroy Western civilization, right?
In other news, the Queen. Well, we got a new coin print with the Queen's face on it, of course.
Which is unfortunate.
New coin. If you ever look at that, it's like all over the internet.
I don't think she's very happy with it because it's included her crow's feet. And I just saw a picture of it, and I can't imagine she's going to be terribly happy with that.
Well, there must be some sort of approved system. Like, do you want us to go with this? Or let's take this. It's like if the Queen was young and took selfies, like they used the most unflattering selfie.
Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, they used the selfie that you were in the middle of like Reading town, passed out drunk, and they're like, that one'll do. The coin now has like a little bit of sick out the corner of her mouth. Some party glasses.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty.
Yes, no, yeah, very sorry, Your Majesty. On the off chance that you're listening to this podcast.
No, she's totally interested about this.
And in more political news, the Tories have promised 200,000 starter homes to be built, which is they're becoming a bit more. Sounds a bit like a bit of a desperate move, a bit of well, it's my football, and it's that's how it works, okay?
That's how it's going to be from now on, okay? People everyone's getting really party's getting really nervous because UKIP are like really running up the track now, which I have mixed feelings about because a lot of the policies I do agree with, but then the other ones, like a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, some have been have came out as homophobic. Yeah. Some they're stereotyped with that racism that UKIP has, which I know not everyone at UKIP's racist or homophobic, but they've still got that gimmick. Yeah,
it's a stigma, and unfortunately, it doesn't matter how racist they are because of there are certain demographics of people in this great country that even the most racist things they will 100% support, which is a shame, but.
That's how the Nazis started.
Oh, great!
No, not comparing UKIP to the Nazis. I just want to put that out there.
I think it's about time the Nazis had a gritty, Zack Snyder reboot. This summer, it's all like. Well, to be fair, the Nazis were a tad gritty. No,
they were fairy tale. That was a kids' TV show.
They had the Superman fly up into space, wink to the camera, sort of. They need their gritty Zack Snyder.
We're gonna get arrested.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be flagged so bad.
News in the acting world, unfortunately, one of the great Leonard Nimoy has passed away. Unfortunately,
he was a fantastic actor, and in researching him for this podcast. He actually did a lot more than just Star Trek. Yeah. And I thoroughly recommend a watch of some of his earlier stuff. In fact, there's an upcoming segment where we're going to review a movie, and for next week we're going to see a Leonard Nimoy movie and to discuss that.
Yeah, looking forward to that. He also directed. He wrote poetry.
He's a singer.
He's a singer. I've never heard him sing.
I would love to. That'd be interesting, especially in the full Spock costume. That would be
fun. That whole thing where I think that's every actor's fear, sort of getting stuck as that one role, because that happened to most of the Star Wars cast. I think Mark Hamill's only just got out of it because he's in Kingsman and he got a bit of work as a voice actor.
Yeah, he was.
He's coming back now for the new Star Wars films.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Because that's literally all he can do.
Stuck again. No, that's a bit of a shame. That's actually the reason Christopher Eccleston from the Doctor Who left so quickly because he didn't want to get typecast.
Although to be honest, I think he wanted to stay for a couple more seasons, but apparently the BBC people weren't nice to him. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's a shame because he's a really good Doctor. Anyway, getting a bit sidetracked.
Yeah. So we move on to the movie review.
Yeah, onto the movie review.
Yes. So what do we see?
Shall we just do the things? Right. Movies.
So what do we see?
We have seen the new movie Kingsman.
And just before we start, I would like to lay out a few rules. Firstly, the movie we see, it might be a play from time to time. It probably will.
Oh yeah, I'm going to say I think it will do one movie, one play.
And try and alternate between. It will be a fairly recent movie. Yeah. The genre and the type of movie will change depending. Yeah. We won't just be seeing comedy movies, but we won't just be seeing serious ones. We're going to be whole spectrum. Exactly. Yeah. Because you need range as an actor. Another stipulation is that we must see it separately.
Yes.
And have little to no discussion about it
until
beforehand. Yes. Yeah, so we have our honest, genuine critique. So what did you think?
I really liked it. I think
Agreed.
like a lot of movies at the start of every year are like at the start of the year you get all the bad movies out. You get like your Boy Next Doors, your awful horror movies,
Alien
Annabelle.
sequels. Yeah.
No. Right, just before we get into it, they've announced a new Alien film, which they're ignoring the last two films, like the two awful ones. So it's going to be a direct sequel to Aliens. It's going to Sigourney Weaver. They're not going to kill off Hicks. They're not going to kill off Newt. It's going to be
interesting.
cool.
Back to Kingsman.
Right. Oh, what have we done? But no, I loved Kingsman.
It was I agree. Actually, it's a fantastic movie. Not without its faults.
Oh yeah,
admittedly.
we'll get to that.
Yes. So, what did you think was the best part of the movie for you? Not like a specific moment, obviously. Although
Colin Firth is just like I never thought I'd be able to put Colin Firth and badass in one sentence, but there you go.
100%. There is a fantastic second to third act scene where he goes from
church.
You'll see it when you see it, but you'll know it definitely. But he goes from like snooty British actor doing action for a laugh to full on action movie.
Yeah,
God,
like
it is amazing.
The special effects aren't particularly great, but the editor more than makes up for that with snappy editing. The editing is on.
They knew what they were working with.
Yeah, I think because a lot of their money went on the cast.
Yeah.
Rather than
Colin Firth, just
the acting,
phenomenal.
it is a movie making fun of the James Bond franchise and spy movie like that, but as a standalone movie it genuinely makes me care for the characters. And honestly, I'm very picky with my movies. I don't like a lot of characters, but they were all fleshed out. They all made me feel something. They all made me care for them. It's difficult for a movie to do that, and it's one that didn't take itself seriously. It knew what it was.
It was the best way I've heard it described so far is it was tongue-in-cheek enough to take the mick out of the old James Bond movies while still being
its own thing.
Yeah, and also respectful enough to... It would have fight scenes that would be absolutely ridiculous. And it would acknowledge, cool. It would acknowledge how ridiculous it is, but then it would go, that's actually really, really cool. This is not a spoiler, but there's a part where they're descending into the bowels of the organization, and the Colin Firth's character is explaining to Eggsy, the main character. It's a great name too, Eggsy.
Look, I know. No, all right, we're getting this out of the way right now. The second, when Colin Firth visits him as a child, and he's like, "What's your name, young man?" And he goes, "Eggsy."
Eggsy.
I was like, "What sort of mother calls their child?
You are a bad person."
Eggs. I know it's not his actual name; it's his nickname, but that first impression I kind of got, I was like, wow, you were a scumbag. Yeah. Sorry to anyone called Eggsy.
They're descending into the bowels, and he's discussing the rich history of the Kingsmen. And Eggsy just comes out with a rather beautiful, how deep does this thing go? And it's just, it's a lovely moment of, how amazing is this thing? And then also why were all the things so deep underground? You could have just had it 2 feet and that would have been fine. Just leave it alone. It
has a beautiful message as well. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you're willing to put the work in, you can do anything. Favorite comedian of mine, Ricky Gervais, has that. He came from very poor background, working class background, and he's one of the most successful actors, directors, comedians of all time at the moment. And I definitely respect that you put the work in, you can do anything, definitely.
Taron Egerton is the man that played Eggsy. He's been working in the business for a while now. I've looked him up, but he really, really shines.
I haven't seen him in anything else.
He's been in a few, but not very central. This is his first main character role, and he nails it. I feel he really, really does. He is definitely one to keep an eye on because he's
definitely really after this film, I think his career's going to skyrocket. Let's get to the acting. Let's get down to the acting level. I
think Colin Firth he was typecast, but in a very, very good way. He was a very upright British gentleman. And I enjoyed watching him in his gentlemanly moment. I enjoyed watching his whole upright manner, but equally I love to see him kick ass, and he sold the Kick-Ass, because it was just an FYI, it was done by the same people that did Kick-Ass, and so the fight choreography is just phenomenal. You always know at every point who is fighting who, because I despise shaky cam in action movies. I cannot abide it. It just, you don't know what's going on. But in Kingsman, the fighting is clean, it is crisp, it's on point. You believe it, and.
Oh, Samuel L. Jackson as well. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, doing a very broad riff on Bill Gates and Donald Trump.
Well, it's very different to a lot of characters he's done. Like that lisp he has.
It was nice. It was nice to see him as an out-and-out bad guy.
Like, this isn't like a spoiler, but like his character detests violence and blood and all that. Like, he sees blood, he spews up like
projectile vomits, as he says.
So like it's sort of very like all these violent characters that he's done in the past. It's sort of like all opposite end of the spectrum, which I thought worked really well.
It really did. Each character was sold beautifully. It could have been a travesty. They could have had a load of actors being like, "Oh, this is so embarrassing." Oh no! But Colin Firth, just gentleman all times. Eggsy was always like,
and it will tear at your heartstrings at one moment. Yeah. One moment, like, oh. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. I can't talk about it in case people haven't seen it, but watch it, right. Out of 10, what would you give it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think an opinion like this can be represented by a number, but if I had to, it would be a 9 out of 10. If it was not a perfect movie. No.
Oh, shut up. Before we get to what problems did you have with it?
It had some very, very major tonal fluctuations in that it was very. I liked it. If they had managed to reconcile that better, then it would have been a perfect movie. Yeah. And also, the only other issue I had with it is that they pulled the very same. You have to be a cold hard ass for this. Oh wait, no, don't. We will have hearts of gold trick so many times that you wonder why Eggsy even bothers being confused by it after a while. But other than that. Amazing, perfect, funny, kicked ass. It was,
and it has Michael Caine.
And Michael Caine, always a bonus.
You got Michael Caine in the movie, you gotta go see it. It's Michael Caine.
What do you think?
I definitely a very high 8.9 out of 10 because it's like, I think that's a good. It's a hidden gem.
Yeah, like, definitely. A
good start to the year. I'm looking forward to see what else comes out. I mean, it's like this year's got quite the follow-up. Like we've had Whiplash last year. We had like American Sniper. Like,
some good movies.
2015's got a lot to live up to. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens. All right, I think this podcast is going quite well.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to move on to The Rising Star, which is a.
Want to explain what that is?
Yes, it's a not a competition, but it's. Every week, our director...
We'll ask Sarah, like, how of all the branches, who do you think is, like, really shone this year?
Yeah,
I'm struggling to get my words out.
This week.
Yeah, this week.
So, and this week, we're going to go with Joe Duamo from the Camberley branch. He's not only is he a great guy, but he is just a genuinely phenomenal actor.
He's amazing. Like... I've only like met him recently, like last year, and like he's a good friend. He like you will sell him something and he'll get it instantly, and that's what.
It's very easy to direct.
Very easy.
And
like, very easy to get on
with. The reason we gave it to him is because he's going up for some auditions in the coming weeks.
Good luck to him.
Yeah, good luck, mate. And all the others in all the Hayas that are going up.
I mean, you're all wonderful actors, but you know, Joe's is better than you.
No. Oh dear, we're going to be in trouble for that.
Oh well, this pilot is the only one we're ever going to do.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be mobs and pitchforks. So the reason we picked him this week is because. He got up and did one of his drama school audition monologues, and it was a comedic monologue, but I was captivated.
Yeah. In
a way that only dramatic, like, because comedic monologues are very, very good and they're very, very fun, but most actors struggle with, I'm going to call it tunnel vision, because in a very dramatic monologue, it's very easy just to forget the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Especially in dramatic monologues. Like,
you got comedic monologues, you got to be aware. You got to be aware of like what the tone is of the audience, like how comedy acting is harder than any other acting you'll do. In my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So yes, Joe, this one goes out to you. Well done, mate. Rising Star of the Week. One to keep an eye on.
Woo. All right, it's time for our acting technique of the week. Yeah, lovely. Our acting technique this week is all to do with subtext. I'm not 100% on the name for it. I had it and then I lost it. But basically, what it involves is a sheet of paper containing a sentence.
Ideally with two people, but it can be done with one.
Basically, you perform the sentence and then you perform it again, but you take a chunk of the sentence out. And then you do it again, and then you take another chunk of the sentence out until you're left with one word. And you have to act like... You just have to act.
You have to communicate the whole sentence with that one word.
Basically that. I tried to say that, but I failed, because there was light in my eyes.
So, for instance, you could say, I love you more than life. And then you would have to take out some of the more... What a good challenge is, don't have the one word as something... like love. If you say I love you more than life,
or just have have it and let your face do the talking.
Yeah, let your the tone of your how you say it.
Even the way you stand.
Exactly. Yeah. So the I love you more than life, you might start with I love you more than life, take out with more than life. So I love you more, and then just that, and then just I, and that'll do. Or you, but don't put the stress on love.
No. Definitely not.
Because that's a very easy one to do.
Very
easy.
Just
love and,
It's very cheesy and generic.
Yes, it can be very easy.
Rather simple, but there goes. One to start off with our acting technique of the week, subtext.
See if you can communicate the entirety of a sentence with one word.
Yeah.
All right, and that is all we have time for. For the first Name in Lights podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
You made it.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Nervous. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Please, if there is a comment section, please leave your suggestions, comments in there.
Definitely look through the website. We've got a bunch of stuff of what we do. If you're interested, if you know anyone else would be interested, contact Sarah. The email is on the. We have a Facebook page. Us on Facebook. Yep. It's the Hunt Academy for Young Actors. Haya, which I'm an admin on. So, send a message to that. Send a message to Sarah in any way you can. Email her. Contact her.
Get in contact.
Just if you're passionate about acting, this is the right step to go because she'll look after you. She'll take you under her wing.
Even if you're not committed to doing it as a job, it's a fantastic escape.
It gives you so many life skills that I never would have gained through school.
Confidence, clarity, dexterity.
Helps you with social skills.
It's amazing, honestly.
But back next week with some more goodies, and hopefully the show will evolve, and I'm excited.
I'm excited to see where this goes.
Right.
Please take this journey with us. So I've been Luke Rose.
I've been Kieran Jenkins. And as the great late Leonard Nimoy said, the more we share, the more we have. See you next week.